welcome to another edition of the Sports Zone. I'm your host, Charles E. Hall II, my co-pilot, Shaka Bradley. Today is October the 2nd, and we've got a rundown of sports. The Redskins play tonight. Major League Baseball playoffs kick off this week. The NFL Week 4 was awesome. But when we talk about the NFL, we cannot duck the question of what's going on right now. Colin Kaepernick has started something that is real in the NFL. He does no longer have a job right now, and we both know why. We know it's collusion around the league. It's being done on purpose, all because he decided to sit down or take a knee on the national anthem. And it's gone on so long to the point where we got certain players taking the knee. You've even got the president to step in and make a comment, forcing the whole team to grab hands. And, you got some guy from Pittsburgh stepping out, a veteran. He's doing his thing. The whole Steelers mob sitting back in the tunnel. What is your take on that? And let's not hold nothing back.
This is a family show. We could be doing this, talk about this all night long.
That's fine.
Hit on that from a whole number of angles.
We ain't been here for quite some time. Might as well. We got to make up a lost time.
If we go as deep as we can really go, we might not get another show.
Well, that's fine with me, too. Let's do it.
But, I mean, we know everybody knows what it's all about.
What is it all about?
I mean, it's about the authorities overstepping their bounds and taking people out of here and not facing any consequences.
That's true.
I mean, that's what it's really all about.
That's what it's really about. But yet the president steps in and thinks it's about something else.
Well, that's just to throw the thing off track, man.
Right.
That's ultimately, this conversation really is a short conversation because ultimately either you're on one side or on the other.
Mm-hmm.
Either, as far as I'm concerned, if you try to make this whole thing about the flag, the anthem, anything other than brutality and overstepping their bounds by the authorities, then to me that means you don't care about certain people being killed. So, I mean, this is a cut and dry type of thing. It's black or white. Either you're on one side or you're on the other.
Well, I'm going to say this because I'm going to keep it real. I remember, this is going back 1996, 1997. We were roommates. And I remember we were in the gym, more gymnasium, many basketball games, they would play the national anthem. And you would sit down back then. And I remember I would mess with you and say, why are you not standing up? And you would say, man, why didn't I play the Negro Spiritual? And I used to be like, you know what, that's a good point. But it ain't hit me until a few years later. And I'm like, my man was sitting down back in the early, mid-90s. That's a strong, I got to keep it real. You was doing that back then. And, and taking a good stance. But the point is very true. I mean, everyone, I've been hearing different comments. I've heard my man Randy Moss make comments about they shouldn't do it now. I've got people that come in this building that I debate with every morning in the fitness room talking about this is not the place to do it. You're on someone else's job. This is the biggest platform to do it because it's obvious no one else is taking a stand on it. They've got the platform right there to do it. And if anyone with any sense, if you don't know, go look up the Star Spangled Banner, the entire song. Don't just sing the first verse.
Yeah, they don't want to do that either. See, that's the whole thing. The conversation is so disingenuous. Yes, you're at work, but a protest is a protest.
A silent protest, exactly.
Like, protest is meant to disrupt. It's meant to make you uncomfortable. Somebody say, it's not the right time. Well, what is the right time?
Right.
When should they do it? Should they hold a press conference? A press conference isn't a protest.
And the
you
thing
can
is,
dismiss a press conference if you want to.
It's all about money and sponsorships because as we all know, I mean, I work at the Redskins Stadium. They just started doing the national anthem where everybody's out there. I think it was around 2009, 2008. It had not been going on for very long.
And that's how you know it's bogus.
Yes.
It's not like it's been something that they've been doing from day one. And the military paid the NFL to do this sort of thing anyway, so it's just all foolishness. The bottom line of it is, man, either you are against the authorities murdering people and getting away with it, or you're not.
And it's no disrespect to the military. That's not what this thing is about.
I mean,
it's all love with the military. It's not about that.
I don't even want to mention that because that's not even what it's about. Like, that type of thing is purposely done.
Yes.
You being disingenuous on purpose to bring that up because that's not even, the man already said what he's kneeling for. Like, we know what he's kneeling for. Stop trying to say something else. Let's talk about the issue. I don't care about what they do, where they kneel, where they protest. Who cares? A protest is a protest. It's supposed to be uncomfortable. It's supposed to disrupt. It's supposed to do exactly what it's doing.
And it's a friendly, silent protest. That's what it is. I mean, if we really want to go deep into it, the NFL has players that have done far worse that still play
Absolutely.
every single week, that are doing serious harm to people, that are playing every single week. This man doing a silent protest, but yet he's not allowed to play.
And really, we know what that's all. We know what the backlash is all about, but
Well, we ain't got to, again, we can go there if we want to. We ain't got to sugarcoat it, man. It's our show. We can definitely go there.
we know
if
what
need
that's
be.
really all about, and that's disturbing, because if you're a human being, man, to see a child get shot in a park seconds after somebody shows up, and that doesn't move you to say, okay, wait a minute, let's at least hear what this is all about. Don't just dismiss it, and don't try to tie it up with this foolishness about the flag and the anthem and all of that stuff. Like,
that's
everybody is
ridiculous.
grateful to be alive. Everybody's grateful to be here. All that stuff, but there is an issue that needs to be addressed. Just like, stop with the foolishness.
Because every time they come with that, you should be proud to be here. If you really want to go there.
Yeah, like, I mean, you act
here.
as if I should be happy you let me exist.
Right.
Like, no, I was born here, one, because you brought my folks here, so I got as much right to be here and then protest and ask for equal right. Folks are just asking for equal.
That's all.
Treatment, man.
And with that being said, I know I've been doing my own protest. Yes, I'm a sports journalist, but I have not watched NFL games except the games I work at the Redskins Stadium. But I have not watched my beloved Cowboys, none of those games. I read the articles. I catch maybe a few highlights here and there on other shows, but that's my own personal protest because of the Kaepernick thing. Some wonder, what if he gets signed? Are you going to still protest? I don't know, but I know when you're getting quarterbacks who have not played and God knows when being signed, this man is just a few years removed from going to the Super Bowl and whatnot, and yet from winning the whole thing, and he can't get on the squad. We all know what that's about. That's collusion. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous, flat out. There's no other way to put it.
I mean, you got the collusion thing, and he's being black QB.
Yes.
That's what
yes.
His style is different from the style that the NFL likes to play.
Either way, he can play.
Yeah, I mean, so there's an argument to be made for, okay, he doesn't fit this offense. Yeah, I'm not going to put him in the West Coast offense. That probably doesn't suit his talent.
It's about making a play.
Yeah, but he can make a play. Like, field your offense around his ability.
You got to get 10 yards down the field, get it in an end zone, make a play.
Yeah, they would rather play these scrubs. This is what the league does, man. This has been the plight of the black quarterback for
a very long time. Now that you get the social media getting it out more and more and more. Everyone gets to see, like, wow, you're getting to see video of guys from years back that never got drafted that should have been in the league. But now, I mean, as we move on to the actual NFL games, I mean, think about yesterday. It was a lot of good action yesterday. Go with New England versus Cam Newton squad, Carolina. Cam Newton outplayed Tom Brady, and that's, if you look at the stats, he outplayed him. Threw for more yards, didn't even throw as many times as Brady did, but had a good game. Let his team down for the final drive. He played well. The rookie Deshaun Watson had a good game. I mean, it was some good ball being played by some of these guys. I mean, for a long time, guys couldn't get on the field, and they didn't want to blame it on. They just didn't know it up top. They weren't given a chance. That's my whole issue still. I'm sorry. That's my whole issue with these coaches not getting a chance. They don't get enough chances to show their worth. They may get 1 or 2 seasons. If it's not done, they're out of there so quickly. Oh, man, don't even get me started, man. Don't even get me started on this thing here, boy.
Man, you've been away so long, it's been building up. Huh?
Yeah, it is. It really has. It's been really building up. But, I mean, with that being said, the NFL yesterday had some good games. I mean, the Rams beat the Cowboys. And a good matchup. The Cowboys' problem is that, from what I see in terms of reading the articles and the box scores, because I have not been watching the game again, but from what I see, last year, I told you, it was smoke and mirrors. I don't care what none of y'all say. We ran the ball enough to where the defense was not on the field as much. Now, Dak is playing good ball, but he's throwing that ball an awful lot more than normal. And it's not a ball-controlled offense, and our defense is on the field, and it's now being exposed a lot more than what it was. Your take on anything?
I mean, like you said, I mean, I haven't been watching that much. I'm Asiatic Warrior Watch. Shout out to OKP. Any game that the brothers are playing quarterback, I'm watching. I know that doesn't sound good, but that's what I'm going with right now. Anyone, Deshaun, Cam, Tyrod, all of them. I'm with them.
Tyrod had a good win yesterday.
That's a strong
They
win.
they beat Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta was undefeated. Beat them.
So, I mean, I saw, I did peek in on the Dallas game a little bit just to see what the Rams are going to do, especially coming off and playing the Redskins, Sean McVay. I mean, from what I can tell about Dallas, man, the run game isn't as dominant as it was last year.
Correct.
Your boy, maybe that 6-game suspension is hanging over his head, and he just, the O-line not looking as strong as it used to, as it was last year. So the run game is not as dominant as it once was, or as it was last year. So they're, kind of treading a little bit.
I agree with that. I mean, back to the Carolina thing. What do you think is the problem for New England right now? They've lost twice this month
At home,
and they were coming in being told they might go 16-0. I mean, I like Brady. That's my man. But right now, he's now facing what quarterbacks faced in the past, like Marinos and even the Elways or Mannings, or even Manning's Green Bay, teams that didn't have great defenses, but they was forced to come from behind all the time and put up numbers. That's what Brady had to do this weekend.
See, this is the thing about New England now. They've been so dominant so long that everybody acts as if they've housed every time they won the Super Bowl.
Right. All the Super Bowls have
every
been
Super
close.
Bowl they won on the last.
All of them
play,
is
or
miracle plays.
Miracle plays here and there. So it's not like they've been super dominant. I mean, they've been double-digit wins forever. You can pencil that in.
Yeah.
But it's not like they're housing folks en route to the Super Bowl. So, I mean, it might just be time. Tom is our age. I mean, come on. The defense they let people go. Everybody's disposable.
True.
At some point, that's going to catch up to you.
That's true. Folks, when we come back, we're going to talk about this big Monday night football game featuring the hometown Washington Redskins as they go to KC, undefeated KC Chiefs. We're going to discuss that after this brief message.
The following is a public service announcement test to determine if you need a fishing license and boat registration before you head out on the water. Let us begin. Are you a pelican? Does this look like your house? Is this your idea of fishing with friends? Do you use your feet as fishing hooks? Are you your own boat? Do you have webbed feet? No, I mean like a... That's the one. Do you want this in your favorite lake? Yuck, yike. No thanks, mister. Regardless how you answered, you need to be licensed and registered because it helps local conservation efforts protect the very natural resources you enjoy boating and fishing in for generations to come. Do your part at takemefishing.org.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone, folks. Tonight, big Monday night football game. The Washington Redskins, 2-1, coming off a big win last week. They now travel up to KC. KC is undefeated, playing great ball. Andy Reid's mob, 3-0. They came out strong on that big Thursday night game against New England. What do we expect tonight from a Redskin team? Your Skins that we can't let you get off the hook. Your
Pass
Skins.
these people off on man.
Your Skins as your quarterback.
Wow.
What is he doing?
Wow.
He's playing good ball now. He's playing good ball.
I mean, he played a good
Or
game.
is he not playing good ball?
I mean, it's Kirk. He played a real good game last week against the Raiders. The defense was astronomical.
Yeah.
This game tonight probably is going to give you an idea of what this team is going to be like going forward. I know if they beat KC tonight, the folks around here are going to lose their mind.
They will. 3-1.
They already feel good about beating the Raiders the way they did.
Well, I think the Raiders aren't that. Well,
And
I was at
the
that
Raiders
game.
might not be as good as we think.
Either David Carr was already injured or he's not that good because I'm watching him in the pocket and the pressure was coming from the outside. He never stepped forward, stepped in the pocket at all. He just stood flat foot like, I'm just going to take it. And maybe it was great coverage downfield, but he's moved
the receivers
up.
had one catch or something like that combined.
But,
so.
I mean, he didn't throw the ball at all well. He threw that thing terrible. I'm telling you, from me watching from the sideline, I'm not the TV man giving a different example. If I'm watching him in that pocket. Granted, the Skins D played well, but it was some time where you can step up in the pocket to help your offensive lineman out a little bit. I was unimpressed with David Carr last week. I really was. Now, I think a couple of my coworkers got mad at me because they thought I was hating on the Skins. I really wasn't. I just was like, help your team out.
Yeah, I mean that might have been a function of the Redskins defense, man. The defense just might be a lot better than what we thought going in.
Maybe so.
Tonight is going to be a test because KC.
What's my man name over there? He's low profile with it. Quarterback
Alex Smith.
Yeah, Alex Smith. Yeah, he does this dink and dunk type of thing.
Yeah, but this KC team that's a high powered team now.
Yeah, good running game. Also,
they going deep. They throwing the ball all over the place,
and they play D.
And they so it's gonna be. It should be a good game. I mean, I'm curious to see. This is the first Redskins game since my man left that I'm really interested.
There it is. Whoa, rev that engine up. Whoa, rev it up. He's back on the wagon.
No.
Hey, Rio, Pearl Lloyd, he's back on the wagon. Yes, sir.
Not at all. But coming off what they did to the Raiders, I want to see, if they can sustain that against KC.
Interesting. I mean, you got a prediction?
No. I mean, honestly, I can't.
We'll save it for the end. We'll save that. I mean, I don't know. Big playoff action in Major League Baseball starting tomorrow. Wild card action here. You've got your Yankees and Twins. I'm sorry, Yankees and Twins. Yeah. Who you liking that one? I mean, Yankees beat the series 4-2. They've been known to be dominant against the Twins. What is your take? And they're playing at home,
I mean, I love playoff baseball, man.
You and me both.
And this year you got multiple teams with good records, 100-win teams, 97-win teams. So this ought to be a good playoff run for baseball. In terms of the Yankees and the Twins, man, the Yankees have had success over the Twins lately, or in recent years.
That too.
So I'm gonna pick the Yankees. I mean, they're at home. I don't really know too much about the Twins. It's a 1-game series. You got your man smacking everything out the park. So
Here come the judge.
that could turn a game around just in and of itself right there.
That's true. I mean, you got the National Division wild card. You've got the Rockies and Diamondbacks. That's a toss-up. But what we really want to talk about is these Washington Nationals taking on the defending champion Chicago Cubs starting on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. What we've been saying it on this show going back to early in the season when baseball just started. We both said the Nats doing their thing is great, but we got to wait till October when it really matters. So now that we're here, Scherzer, suspect a little bit, they said, but Strasburg's been playing ball. Now we're here. What do we expect from the Nats?
See, to see the Cubs, even though the Cubs weren't as strong the whole year as they were last year, to see these folks coming in that kind of got me worried a little bit, man. Because I don't know what the Nationals coming to do, man. I don't know. Bryce just got back in. Is he going to be ready to go?
Let's cut the chase. Are they going to lose? Are they going to lose?
I mean,
I'm not going to ask you, are they going to win? Are they going to lose?
Until I see them actually win a series, it's hard for me to pick them to win a series.
Wow.
I have to see it. I mean, you've been one of the best teams in the league since 2012, and you still can't get out the first round. I got to see it. Before I'm going to give you your props, I got to see you do it.
I like the Nats getting out of that one 3-1. Taking them out 3-1. I think if it goes to 5 games, the Nats are going to be at home. Matter of fact, I might even try to work those games. I ain't worked the baseball game all year. I might hop on a wagon, see if I can sign up and get in the game probably over the Saturday night or something maybe. But I like the Nats in this one. I like the Nats 3-1. I don't want to say shocking, but the Nats have been solid all year. They've been the second best team in the National League all year. So, I mean, it's not like a surprise, but it's more of a can you do it in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it's the defending champions. They're back in. They played well the second half of the season.
Yeah.
So you got to, I mean, I would rather see them, I guess, than L.A., even though they owe L.A. They owe them for last year.
But playoff pitching is what counts. I mean, last year Kershaw lit them up. I mean, playoff baseball has always been great pitching. Of course, you got great hitting, but good pitching can sometimes mow down players.
Yeah, that's the thing. See, that's the whole thing about it.
The Nats got pitching.
The Nats had pitching, but you got to score. Pitching don't score.
That's true.
Pitching don't get any
That is
runs
true.
across
Defense
that plate.
in that sport does not win games.
So you gotta be able to hit, man, and that's been the thing in the playoffs about the Nationals.
That's true. No one has been able to come through with a strong hit when they need
Now
it.
you got Zimmerman killing 30+ home runs. Everybody's playing well. I mean, you know, I haven't watched them as much as I have in previous years.
Because you've been waiting for October. I know why. You've been waiting for October.
But I know, you know, from what I've seen, I watched a few games, and everybody's playing well. You got Scherzer, you got Strasburg, you know, Gio, we'll see what he can give you.
Right.
So, I mean, they got to hit. The bottom line is you got to score, man. Like,
So I got him 3-1 winning the series. You got him losing the series, what you're saying.
yeah, I don't know what, I don't know.
Wow.
I won't give you, you know, a number of games, but until I actually see them do it,
Wow.
it's hard for me to pick them, man. They've done it since 2012. I think they've been in the playoffs every year except 1 year.
On that note, we're going to go for a quick break. I mean, he's taking them out off the break. Folks, when we come back, we'll discuss a little bit of college football after a brief message.
HHV delivers specialty design arts and craft kits that serve as a therapeutic tool to help veterans during their recuperation. They can also help with PTSD. The kits are free and can be sent directly to your home. Call this number or visit hhv.org to learn more.
Welcome back to the Sports Zone, folks. College football right now is on the rise, having some good games. You've had some good Saturday night showcase games. Last week you had Virginia Tech and Clemson. Clemson ran right through them. You had 2 weeks ago you had a big game. What was that? Florida with the miracle game when they took out was it Tennessee they played again?
I believe so.
Yeah, that was a miracle game there. Some good action going on. What in
USC
college
lost
football?
the other day.
Who was that?
USC.
Oh yeah, I saw that game. Yes, that was a good game on a Friday night. I watched that doubleheader with the Hurricanes. What team so far has impressed you? Or you make you say, I'm not sold about your Michigan Wolverines. Your take on them?
Nah, see, that Michigan Wolverine stuff, man, that's just Stanford. And
He won at Stanford, buddy. He was winning games there.
yeah, that's
During that era when Michigan wasn't that good.
Like, they wearing them ugly uniforms. They don't look exciting at all. Just look like Stanford, man. I don't want to see that mess.
They're winning games.
Give me Maryland. I'm in the Big Ten. I'm watching Maryland, man.
I was going to get to Maryland. Your take on them. Is Maryland
Michigan
believable right now? Are they
they playing
believable?
ball. Now, granted, they lost their first two quarterbacks, which sucks.
Yeah. Who did they lose to? They beat Texas.
UCF. I mean, yeah, UCF. Like,
Yeah,
how the
yeah.
world you lose to UCF?
Hey,
well, I believe that's the game.
What's the name? That's
the game the
what's that
quarterback
coach?
got hurt.
What's the name coaches that squad though? Isn't that the squad? Your man used to coach at Alabama, and then his team.
No, Lane Kiffin?
Ain't that where he
No,
at?
he's at FIU.
Oh, FIU. Okay, I'm about to say. Wow.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's the game that the other
Yeah,
quarterback
they
got
did.
hurt.
They-
So that might have, you know.
They on like their third string quarterback, I think.
Yeah, they are.
They stand. They
But
playing
he
good
played
ball.
well the other
Yeah, they
day. I
playing
watched,
good ball,
I watched
you know.
the rest of that game.
That was a good matchup when they played Minnesota.
Yeah.
First time they got a win in the Big Ten, and God knows when. They rolling. I still like my Canes. They came to play on a Friday night. Gave some work.
Wearing that ugly uniform.
No, they looked all right. They wearing I can go with green pants with it. As long as they ain't going with that crazy helmet, I'm all right with the Canes. As long as they wearing the white helmet with the U, and he went there, so he knows good uniforms. As long as either white jersey, orange pants, green pants, or white pants, I'm all right. Anything other than that, I'm not green. No black, none of that crazy. No gray, nah. I want the shirt to be white, green, or orange. That's it. The helmet needs to be white with a U on it. None of that green helmet, none of that white, and that orange helmet.
The youth likes all that stuff, man.
Hey, look, I'm going to say something I shouldn't say on this TV show. The heck with that. You learn some tradition sometimes. Nothing wrong with a little bit of tradition at times, buddy. You just said yourself, in Michigan uniforms, you don't like that.
I mean, that's different, man.
What's different about it?
They even look slow and plodding and just not
That's
good.
always been y'all thing. 3
man.
yards in a cloud of
man.
dust.
My man Elvis.
That's
and
always been y'all
Elvis
thing.
and my man
3 yards in a
Dez,
cloud. You grew up on that.
They ran the ball and they could throw. Pro offense, throw.
They in the pro offense.
They always had
They
elite-
operate in pro offense.
They always had
It's only been
elite
one
wide
time y'all
receivers.
didn't rock the pro offense. That's when your man Rich Rob was there.
Yeah, that was whack too.
And he won a few games, so they got the miss out of there.
That was whack. They always had elite running backs, elite wide receivers,
Speaking of that, what
elite DBs.
are you sold on Penn State? The black coach got him rolling.
He does, but I didn't like that thing he did with the field goal, so I'm almost rooting against him a little bit.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, they had somebody. They played somebody, man, and they were beating the mess out, taking them out to the woodshed, and the team tried to get some points on the board, and he called a freeze play timeout on the kicker.
You disagree with that?
So he can so-called get his second field goal team in or something foolishness. He said, dude, you just tried to stop them from scoring. That's what that was all about.
You disagree with that, huh?
That rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. Don't be petty like that, man.
Oh, man, everyone's petty in that game there.
But I like with Penn State, Penn State looks clean. And when they play at home, that crowd be rolling. That green grass.
Are you sold on what you see from Clemson now? I
like
everybody
Clemson.
saying the defense is even better than last year.
I mean, they got that D line that's getting all this pub,
Right,
power
they
rangers and all that foolishness.
getting a lot of run.
But, we'll see. I mean, ultimately, I think it's going to come down to them in Alabama again.
Georgia looked good. They throttled Tennessee. Auburn didn't play bad. They got a win, I believe, the other night. But, that's still SEC bias.
Yeah,
I get that all the time.
Georgia going to let you down every time until they don't. So the first time they don't let you down will be the next time they don't let you down will be the first. So we'll see about them.
I mean,
Oklahoma getting a lot of pub.
They are getting a lot of. I'm going to say Oklahoma is getting a lot of run.
The quarterback is a little too boisterous for my.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Yes, I'm glad you brought that up. When they beat Ohio State, they took the flag and stomped it right in the middle of. I know Ohio Cleveland fans out there. I know the videographer of this show probably didn't like that neither. Your take on that? That's if you're in the neighborhood thing, you might not make it out the gym or something like that.
I like that type of thing, but they overhyped this guy.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think he's as good as.
They're giving him a whole lot of love, and I mean he's pretty good.
He's doing his
but
thing.
They giving Oklahoma. I saw Oklahoma lose. Didn't they lose badly in the playoffs last year?
Yes, but
so now
this is a more mature team.
Yeah, okay.
A more mature team.
Yeah.
Same as Washington. They got beat bad in the playoffs last year.
Washington look. That's the thing, man. They do all these rankings all early, so then nobody gets a chance. How do you know who's the number one team in the country? They haven't played.
Off recruiting.
You basing it off of recruiting.
They're basing it off last year's
play a few
players
games,
to come back.
Then do some rankings.
That's
Let's
a
see
good
what
point.
people look like before
That's
you
a
just
good
say
point.
that's the number one team.
But you got to hype it to the media. And at that point, they got to size it to the media to let them know we got this ranked team on.
Because this team, let's just say you rank number one, you never lose. Chances are you're not going to fall out of the playoffs. We still don't know if you're the best
last year
team.
was still Penn State got robbed last year. I can't hear nobody say they got robbed not being in the playoffs. Can't hear nobody say. As we come back, we're going to discuss real quick the NBA preseason is here, and I am so happy. We're going to discuss a little bit of that after a brief message.
When I lost my sight, the only thing I had was reading.
The National Library Service for the Blind and Physically Handicapped Library of Congress gives patrons the freedom to read their way. Call 1-888-NLS-READ.
Welcome back, folks. The NBA is in preseason mode right now. They had a big trade just last week. Carmelo Anthony is now playing with Oklahoma City, giving them a big three. Westbrook just got a humongous deal. Now with them, PG-13, Oklahoma's being talked about like their number 2 team in the West over leapfrogging San Antonio and Houston. Who knows? Everyone still says Golden State is still the mob. Cleveland, as we all know, traded away Kyrie Irving, picked up left hand Isaiah Thomas, and they just got welcome back to the group Dwayne Wade. The NBA is, again, still in headlines. They've been doing that all playoffs long, all summer long with the Summer League. They've been doing that thing with the headlines. Now the NBA is still in it. Are you excited for the NBA? I am.
Yeah, with the moves that OKC made, I'm interested to see what they're going to be like this year. PG and Melo, even though you wonder if Melo is still Melo, that does seem to put them definitely above.
Think about the Olympic team. When Melo was not the man, he could just sit back and relax. He can score. Don't get it twisted. We know he can score.
If Melo is still Melo, then I'm going to put them number 2 in the West.
They've never had nobody, well, at least on the third option. Even if they had KD and Westbrook, it was always, who else can be that third option? Now if you got Paul George and Russ is going to be 100 miles an hour going. He's going to be there.
Yeah, that's 3 guys who've been the man on their team. So
it's possible.
Yeah, I like that.
How about Houston with Chris Paul and
I don't really know how Chris Paul helps.
And Harden.
Harden's
Because last year Harden ran a point.
right. His whole thing is handling the ball, doing everything. So him now not having those ball handling duties like that, what does that do to his game? Is he not just gonna go back to being a scorer? But half of his scoring is him getting to the line from him dribbling the ball out, the air out the ball, and getting phantom foul calls.
Hey.
So now having this point guard who also is a floor general and all this stuff, how does that interfere with Harden's game? And who else do they have?
Moving on to the other side, the East. The Wizards stood pat while Boston made moves, Cleveland made moves. Where do the Wizards stand right now?
I mean, to me, the Wizards are like the third team in the East, based on how everybody finished last year.
You don't think the Wizards can win the East? Boston won the
Can
East
win the
last
East?
year. Regular season.
I don't know. I mean, it depends. If they come out focused, if they come out ready to build on top of what they did last year, then maybe they can. I mean, because Cleveland, Isaiah Thomas is going to be out the whole first
That's interesting.
half of the year.
They still got Rose to start for that, if need be.
Yeah, okay, but Rose played for New York and couldn't get nothing done. So, what does he have left in the tank?
LeBron motivated him, right?
I mean, maybe. I mean, Cleveland has an interesting team. D Wade.
Boston has scores now this year.
But now
Kyrie,
they don't have that scrap.
They've got, but now they have offense. Last year they had one guy who could score. Now they've got offense. You bring in a guy from Duke who was solid in preseason in the summer league, and they got Gordon Hayward. They
do
got
have
scores
that.
now. Boston can put the ball in the hole outside of. Last year it was Isaiah Thomas and the Miracles. Let's keep it real. The Miracles they had. But
They had a scrub team is what they had. And the Wizards ain't had no business losing to them. But,
Kelly Olynyk or whatever his name was
yeah,
in them
man,
buckets.
like, that still pees me off.
Right.
But, I mean, they did add a lot of scoring, but now they lose that defensive scrappiness that made them what they were.
Yeah, but their coach, I'm sure he'll make it work.
Yeah, I mean, Boston's going to be an interesting team.
I'm gonna watch
man.
Boston tonight on preseason. I'm gonna watch the Lakers tonight. I think the Lakers. I'm letting you know right now. Lakers are going to the playoffs. Ball will take them there.
Ball is a pretty
Watch.
good player, but I don't know
Watch.
if they got
Lakers are going to the
enough.
playoffs, folks. It's been a good show. We're back. We're gonna be right back at it next week, and we're gonna be in this mix all the time. Channel 25 on your Verizon channel, channel 71 on Comcast, on Fire Stick. You got to check us out. I'm not sure what it is yet, but we're coming soon. My man Shaka Bradley, myself, and my videographer Jerome Williams. This is Charles Hall, the second of the Sports Zone, signing off.
All right. Oh, here's a toast to the boogie. I said, here's a toast to the boogie.
Space technology is everywhere. Think medicine, transportation, energy, and countless products we use every day. Learn how space technology improves life here on Earth at spacecertification.org.